Hello, our lovely viewers. This is Benjin TV. Welcome to our today's conversation on marriage. Stay tuned, and we promise that you won't regret watching this program. Thank you.
This is the one. Now the coil and Jesco oil. Anytime I put Jesco oil inside the machine, I don't get a problem. Wallahi mama say go the wrong. No go any oil I go put on. Your engine go knock. What Jesco oil? Na original. Anywhere I go for Nigeria, go buy and Jesco oil. Thank you very much.
So, what advice do you have to give to single men and women having a sexual affair with married people?
Now, the advice I will personally give is sex is a covenant and marriage is a covenant. Now, once someone is married, the person has already taken a vow, which means the person is taking. So, once you go into a covenant with a covenant, you have complications, and complications won't tell you how it will come. It will be so complex that most times you won't even know where it started. So the best thing is to stay away. That is the best thing. You don't have a covenant with something that is under a covenant. It's risky and has so much complications. Yes, so they should try as much as they can, even though most young ladies prefer to go along with married men because some of them do say they are more matured. They have a low risk and so many things, but all that doesn't count when the real thing starts to count. So it's important they should desist from any form of sexual, because sex is a covenant, marriage is a covenant, and you can't go into two covenants at the same time. So it's very important. There's nothing wrong with having people as friends. If you see someone that can help your life, you can learn a lot of things from the person. We can be friends, but don't go the other way, because the other way there's commitment. It's like an oath. And taking an oath with someone that is under an oath is a complication on invitation. So,
thank you. Now, we have high case of divorce these days. We have so many marriages collapsing under a year. Is there any way out?
What I think from observations, one, most people getting married today are ready for wedding, but they're not ready for marriage. Because most times when they watch movies, the things they see on telly, they see wedding ceremonies and all that, so they are prepared to do wedding and all that, but they are not prepared for marriage, because marriage itself is a lifetime something. Yes. While weddings are is a day something. And marriage is something you really need to prepare for with a high sense of commitment, a very high sense of commitment. And the same way it's sweet is the same way is bitter. But most people don't look at it that way. But if you want to go into marriage, you should be ready for responsibilities, because marriage is all about responsibility. But the beautiful thing is that you become responsible by having responsibility. So if you have, let's say, trained yourself to be responsible and ready to take responsibilities, it will be easier on you. And another thing is that there are people who doesn't have the capacity to be married. they don't just have the capacity to be married. Even if they married 10 different people, if they marry 10 times, they will divorce 10 times. There are people like that, but because of the flair, everybody wants to get married. The wedding of the year and all that. Everybody will just, people, both men and women. There are men who cannot live with a woman. As in, they can't. If they marry 5 women, all of them will run away. Likewise, women. So people like that, if you know what you don't have the capacity to do, forget about it. You don't need to go into it. Even though the society made it seem like it's compulsory, it shouldn't be. If you know you don't have the capacity, there's no need. Instead of going in there today and run out the next day, sometimes leaving children uncared for, it's better you don't go into it. There's no law that states that you must marry. There's nothing like that. So if you don't have the capacity, don't. A lot of people jump into it unprepared. Then sometimes some people jump into marriage out of pressure. Sometimes even from parents. Some will feel, all my friends are married, so I want to get married. So whichever or any idiot that comes up that time with a marriage proposal, she will jump in, even knowing that this man is a confirmed idiot, because the person said marriage. Even some women, sometimes once you mention marriage, they become mentally unstable. Their senses will shut down. That you begin to wonder what is actually wrong with some people. So, and that is one of the reasons why we have so many cases of divorce. Some people will marry today, on Saturday. By Monday, they are already at a marriage tribunal asking for divorce. So people should be realistic to their needs. People should be realistic to the challenges of marriage, because most people are not realistic about what marriage entails. They just want to jump into it because other people are jumping into it. They don't know if they have the capacity to handle most of the relationships or most of the responsibilities that will come up. Some will jump into it simply, maybe the man is financially stable, so, and the family needs money, the lady's family needs money. She just wants to jump in so that the man will become their ATM machine. It doesn't work that way, because definitely at a point, the whole burden will come back on you. And you discover that money is not everything about marriage. And the person will start looking for a way out. So people should be realistic about marriage. One, know that marriage is all about responsibilities and responsibilities and responsibilities. Then, people should also know that it's not a must everybody must get married. If you don't have the capacity, or if you've not seen the right person, exercise patience. Time will come. If you are designed to get your match will come. Then people should also understand that marriage is both spiritual and physical something. So most times people feel, I just want to get married, forgetting to involve, because when a man and a woman comes together in that union of marriage, they assume a position of a semi-god, because in that union now they can give forth a human being, which is more like creation. So the moment they come together, they are partaking in that God. They are now taking a position of God to bring forth a young human being. And it's very important, before you bring that union together, to involve that supreme being at the top of the whole thing that you are planning to partake in his creation process. But most times people feel that they just want to marry and they go and marry without involving the supernaturals that will help you in the supernatural aspect of managing the union. When it begins that way, when the burden comes, the gods will stay aside. And then when they feel the load, the workload, most of them will crumble and the marriage fails. So people should always learn to involve the supernaturals involved, then prepare themselves ab initio before going into marriage. Go for marriage classes. Learn a lot about it. Prepare yourself. Know that it's not a year something, it's not a day something, it's not a month something. It's meant to be a lifetime something. And something that is a lifetime something is not something you rush into. It's something you should be very prepared and know the person you're going into that union with. That is also where most parents, trying to investigate the background of whoever their children wants to get married to comes in. Because most people, 90% of someone from a broken home will end up a broken home. Is from statistics. That is how it works. So if you're now going to marry someone from a broken home, you at the end of the day discover that you are about to create another broken home.
Thanks for watching our program. Please don't forget to subscribe to Benjin TV. Hit the bell button to get notification. Also drop your comments at the comment sections. Thank you.